7:30 here. 7:30. Happy Petty Boots. Indictment number 2.
7 counts.
And counting. We still got 2 more that we know of, right? Fannie Willis and then January 6th, right?
Yeah.
Is there more that I'm not aware of or that I'm forgetting?
Well, he'll have January 6th will be big, and
Fannie Willis from Georgia. But are there any more federal things that we're waiting on, or?
I bet he's going to get campaign fraud and stuff, which is another reason they may be doing this in Florida because of that guy that
accidentally flooded
the pool into the house. You know, had this whole lawn he could have drained the pool on, and he did that before. You saw my text; he did that before, like
when they
in New York.
Yeah, and here's the thing: I had asked you guys via text, and then I was with Autumn tonight very briefly, and I asked her. I brought it up because I was like, "This okay?" So he knows that they're coming to look for stuff, so he has homeboy over there accidentally flood the IT room. But then, knowing Trump, knowing what a cheapskate he is, he probably called the insurance company and filed a claim to fix the damages because he's not going to come out of that out of pocket. So now you're looking at insurance fraud possibly because he did it intentionally to cover up a crime and then committed another crime. It's like this guy tries to cover up one crime while committing 20 others. Like he's
Thank you, Mountain Dancer.
Thank you. I mean, you want to talk about dumb?
Yeah, we always say, like, how much crazier can you get? Oh, he flooded his house with the pool. Now, I've had pools twice in my life. Once at this house, I had an above ground pool that I had to drain to take it down. That's where the labyrinth is built.
Yeah.
And I ran one of those expandable hoses that's about 6 to 8 inch diameter. I ran it to the woods so I wouldn't flood any of my neighbors' yards or anything. I ran it into a ravine in the woods.
I would like to see a map of where the pool is and then where the IT room is, because it's like, it's almost in my head, it's almost like you had to have run a hose from the pool directly into
the house. You definitely would, because of the aerial photos. It's like you have the house kind of crescent shaped, you know, like this, and the pool here, and then all this lawn that goes down to the ocean, right? So he had to direct it towards the house. Now, when I was in Pennsylvania, I had a kidney-shaped in-ground pool. It was a 40,000 gallon pool. Mar-a-Lago's pool has to be 60 to 100,000 gallon pool. And I know when I had to drain that, when I bought the house, I had to drain it all the way down, start, clean it out and everything. Because it's at, half full too long. I had to run it into the woods behind my house into a creek bed because it was a ton of water.
Yeah. And you mean to tell me for as long as he's owned Mar-a-Lago, they just happened to change the way that they drained the pool and oops, we ruined that room.
Yeah, there's glitches now on some of the tapes. Guess why? He did the same thing. What year was that? I pulled it off.
Thank you. More paper, please. I am drinking champagne. I don't know how you pronounce this. Brut. I don't know, but I have just learned that I prefer the almond sparkling wine to this because this stuff it's harsh. And I still got one more bottle in the bar fridge, which means I need to make a run to Trader Joe's and get more almond stuff because we still got Fannie Willis in January 6th. Yeah. So
he did it in 1986. He had a Grand Hyatt Trump hotel in New York. He owed the city $3.5 million. And he claimed he only owed $500,000. So next thing that happened, the accounting records room, the evidence was flooded.
So in order to obstruct justice and get rid of evidence.
Rudy Giuliani at the time was at SDNY, an attorney. He was prosecuting like mob people and stuff. Well, 3 years later, when Giuliani ran for mayor, guess who his fundraising chair was? Trump.
Are you kidding me right now?
Mm-mm.
So here's a question though. Trump just got, okay, for those of you that are just waking up from a nap or a beauty sleep or whatever, Trump was indicted again today for the stolen documents case. They're saying 7 counts.
Thank you, Joanne.
Thank you, Joanne. They're saying 7 counts. One of them is for willful retention of national defense materials.
They're saying it's Espionage Act stuff.
Yeah, Espionage Act stuff.
Which we did get, he would get charged for espionage.
He's due to be arraigned in Miami on Tuesday, the 13th of June, the day before his birthday. So fuck you, motherfucker. All right. Happy fucking birthday, you orange fuckface. So I'm sorry. I'm a little tipsy. But it's like
little 3-finger Ronnie also got bad news today. The sheriff in San Antonio has presented for indictment to the DA in Texas over his immigration stunts.
He referred criminal charges in Texas, and then you have Gavin Newsom here in California also threatening to charge him with criminal offenses
because they were refugees. They were asylum seekers. There's also 3 Venezuelan asylum seekers that are going after Ronnie. 3-finger Ronnie.
You're next, little fucker. But yeah, so for those of you that are just finding out, he's been indicted again today.
I'll take 10 more years for 500, Alex.
Again today, to be arraigned on Tuesday. So that's being indicted. Federal felonies. Indicted twice in less than 3 months. I mean, this guy's on a roll. So where do you guys want to start? Because I'm kind of like...
I want to, we know he did it deliberately, but I want to see how the cards put it. Did he deliberately, intentionally flood his pool water into the surveillance room?
So did he intentionally flood the surveillance room? Y'all,
you can't make this up.
Thursday. Happy Thursday.
Thank you, Courtney. When I texted Becca, she's like, "Are you kidding me?" I was like,
Jen, no. Are you fucking kidding me? And then we were on a group text with Mom, with Peggy, and I swear to God, I was just like F-bombs everywhere. Just. So did he intentionally flood the pool room or the IT room?
She's celebrating with a little champagne, so they will be loose and flying.
Yeah, sorry. Just heads up, this is not for sensitive ears. I might get a little crazy because I'm just over the moon. I thought I wouldn't see the day, you know. The card said yes, you guys. It said yes for you guys. It said yes for Johnny and Jenny and me and everything. But it's just like, yo, it's one thing to speculate and then another thing to see it. So did he intentionally flood the IT room? What a jackass. I mean, these guys can't even crime right, dude. Hold on, I gotta get something out of the oven. Y'all go ahead. I gotta get something out of the oven.
Well, I get America sees the truth. It's like what he's done. He wasn't accepting that they wanted his surveillance thing. Better get to higher water. Thank you, Grace. Better get to higher water because, yeah, I am flooding it out. He was burdened and trying to block them in his fight, trying to block them from indictments and getting the evidence. And, yeah, put your waders on. Let's see how high this can go. I get the strength card, and that's a yes card for me.
What did you get, Mr. Johnny?
I asked, instead of did he, I asked, was the IT room, surveillance room, intentionally flooded. That way I see what could come up. And the fool did come up all by its lonesome. There is a scheme and a plot here with the moon card and your hangman. Yes.
Might
'cause I
have
get
done
the
it at
Knight of
night.
Wands. I also get the strength card too. And yes, he did. Or it was intentionally flooded by somebody.
Oh,
There is a man here too, so there's somebody connected to it. I guess that's
that's his security guy that he got to do it.
And he's in the I fucked around, I'm about to find out stage. I want to say thank you to Cold Toes. Thank you so much for the PayPal. I greatly appreciate it. I asked the same way as Johnny did. Was the IT room intentionally flooded? Yes, they thought it was a solid creative plan to skirt and be sneaky.
Well, so Jack Smith has been talking to a bunch of the Secret Service and stuff from down there. I want to know, since he's filed this in Florida, will he take possession of Mar-a-Lago as a crime scene? Will he take possession of Mar-a-Lago?
I can't. Oh my God. I can't. I would. Can you imagine all those people that booked weddings and shit? And oops, you can't. This is a crime scene.
Yellow tape all around Mar-a-Lago.
I would love to be a fly on the wall for that.
I think several years ago, I think I got that they would confiscate some of his property.
So will they take Mar-a-Lago as a crime scene?
No, but there. Okay, I don't know. Actually, there's the Knight of Wands, King of Pentacles as property and land for me. So there is a seizing of control because that's what the Knight of Wands is doing in this situation. The horse is doing its own thing, and then the Knight of Wands has to seize the control. And there is some seizing of control, but this looks more like something on the ground. So maybe seizing property that's there, maybe computers, maybe some computers, maybe some equipment, maybe some boxes of documents. So there's a seizing of something, though. So absolutely, because the King of Swords is here too. There's something secretive, and it may be technology derivative, so there may be some sort of computers or something like that. Something is seized from there, though.
I definitely get, for me, this is showing up as a property in all the lies he's done, and I get there's going to be a big change. They're looking at all their options, and that Knight of Wands coming in because he's been all sneaky and everything. I'm getting, we're going to hear something about this pretty soon. And this is my Jack Smith card, the bully card coming in there and managing something. It might take a little while because there's a little bit of a fight going on over these other indictments, but because of whistleblowers, the strength of whistleblowers, I get a big old yes, and Trump may have to move. Thank you, Rose.
I get, no, they will not seize property. However, travel will be restricted and they'll have the area kind of like taped off. Here's travel. There's the mountain. Travel is delayed or travel is restricted. You can't get in. And then with the tree there, it's kind of like solid. It's rooted. So that's why I'm thinking like crime tape or something, like people can't travel.
Just come and go.
Yeah. So...
Well, so let's ask your question, Becca. Will he get in trouble for falsifying insurance claims on his accidental flood?
Because I mean, I thought about it, and I'm like, I've only filed.
when you drain a pool like that, you would have to take the hose and run it to that room, run it to that house to flood that room at the house. When you got all this other open area, you would run a hose on. It is so deliberate.
I've only filed insurance once, and that was recently when I had the leak in my roof and I have to get my floors redone in the house. So I'm not very privy to the whole process, but in my mind, I'm thinking that's insurance fraud because you went out of your way to destroy something to get rid of evidence, and then you're going to turn around and call the insurance company and file a claim. Like that to me sounds like insurance fraud. Hey, Joanne.
Thank you, Joanne.
So will he get busted for insurance fraud for flooding the IT room?
Especially since he has a history of flooding evidence.
I mean, quit while you're ahead, dude. You committed one crime, face that one. Don't commit 30 more.
I get an investigation on it coming in. Let's see.
Johnny's just sitting there like, this stupid motherfucker.
I mean, because, like I said, Pat Robinson dies. Donald Trump gets indicted with something. He can't skirt this one.
Nope.
That you can't skirt this one. This you just can't, buddy. You going to jail on this one.
Look at the major arcana coming out on this question.
You're not going to jail. You're going to prison.
It's like Karma didn't even bother to wrap it. They just said here. Yes, for everybody.
Thank you, Azalea. The investigators coming in. Thank you, Tippy. The loss that Trump filed, the star card has all this water on it. It's like the water's not supposed to be over here, not on the land. Looking at it differently. Look at all this major arcana. Big changes because they realized it was manipulated into the home. He did file insurance things, and I get an investigation, like looking into it, the Tower card, judgment, and having to defend himself in courts because he's gonna get. I'm hearing two. He's going to have two charges because he's done this before. Get to higher ground. It's flooding. He's done this before. He's put someone else up to flooding before.
Oh, my God.
I Googled how likely is it to flood your house if you are draining your pool, and I couldn't find an answer, no statistic or anything like that. I basically kept getting, when you drain your pool, use this drain instead of the skip drain. I used this. It kept just leading me to that. Like, this is how you do it, not here's all the people who flooded their house. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, why would you run the holes through your house unless you're like dumping it in the sink or the tub or something?
That's what I
pool. Why would you do that?
It's too big a hose. It's not like a garden hose. It's like
I watched videos of people doing it, and I'm thinking you wouldn't drag that through your house, though.
And the funny thing is, the guy that did it is the maintenance guy.
So he should know.
I wouldn't even run it to my street to go down the street drains because I was afraid it would go into someone's house. So I ran the hose way back into the woods, into a ravine where it runs behind my neighborhood.
And here's the thing. This is the first time you've drained the pool and since the time you've had that property, which has been how many years? And all of a sudden, while you're being criminally investigated, oops, I only flooded the room with the IT surveillance equipment.
Yeah, Jack Smith asked for the surveillance equipment. And a few weeks later, you accidentally flood the surveillance room. Come on.
Why are you cleaning the pool? Not cleaning the pool, draining the pool. Why are you doing that exactly?
They just can't even crime right. What did you get, Johnny?
I get it depends, but basically no. I get the 7 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles. There is some, thank you, lucky girl. There is some confusion with an insurance company here. So the suspicion radar has gone off. because there's your suspicion right there. This has something to do with somebody being greedy and wants something for nothing type thing. There is some sort of legal thing here, but I get a victory. And so he may, if they push, then yes, he will get dinged for this. But if they don't, then no. And so if somebody investigates, they will find what they need.
I get a yes. Something very successful that answers something that was done around payments or transactions. So that's what I'm getting. So I'm sure that if Jack Smith can prove that they intentionally did it to get rid of evidence, then the insurance company can come in and say, hold on, you filed a claim for the pool, which is the fish. Yeah, give us our money back and we're filing charges for fraud. I mean,
Steve Bannon got subpoenaed, little Dr. Pimple Popper face.
He looks like the Walking Dead. I swear to God.
He got subpoenaed by Jack Smith over January 6th, and he was one of the architects of the Green Bay sweep. So how's Steve Bannon going to do here testifying to Jack Smith? Right, road, they're just incredibly stupid.
It's such a happy day. Get them all.
But Mark Meadows flipping and everything, it's like that's gonna have implications on Jenny Thomas. She had 50-something texts with Mark Meadows.
Mm-hmm.
I did that reading about the Jack Smith update or something. I forget what it was. I think it was on the tapes or something. And I said that I seen someone getting immunity in that read, I think, but there was two people because there was the Two of Cups there too. So I wonder if there's going to be another.
Well, he took immunity on lesser charges supposedly, which means there's bigger charges he doesn't have immunity for. He's going to jail.
For Joanne, I have the comments delayed by 35 seconds because I didn't know how many people were going to be in tonight, and I didn't want the comments to be like flying by and nobody be able to read them. So I delayed them. That's on my end. I did that on purpose to give you guys time to read.
And us time to read.
Yeah, even though I'm on StreamYard and I miss all sorts of stuff, but I can't. So after this, I have questions about Trump, and then I have questions about Meadows.
Bannon's going to get indicted. Please come to court in the grand jury and testify. We have some questions for you, you corrupt inside operator. Has bad news for him. They're not finished with him and his sneaky thing. So this subpoena, there's going to be more because he colluded with other people. He's like a star player in this, and they're going to string him up. He definitely was in on the rally and raising funds for it and everything. He gets an indictment and gets put in defense mode. Surprise.
Mm-hmm. Phyllis, we don't know that for certain that he did make an insurance claim. I'm just speculating that he did because he's a cheap son of a bitch. So he's not going to pay for what he did. So it made sense to me that he would then, file an insurance claim for it.
Yeah.
It has not been confirmed. That's just my speculation that he probably did do that.
He would file an insurance claim on a flood like that.
Yeah.
And make them pay to clean it up.
Even though he did it.
You flood a room like that. What do? They take the same hose you've used from the pool to flood it. They use a hose like that to pump the water out away from the house.
Yeah. And then all the repairs, all the stuff that was damaged and needs to be replaced, all the flooring, the walls, water mitigation, everything. He's not going to pay for that out of pocket.
It's a basement room. I had a friend that her basement flooded, and they had to use the same kind of hose on a pump because her sump pump wasn't working in her basement, and her basement flooded, and they had to pump it out away from the house. Wait, what are you playing with?
What'd you get, Mr. Johnny?
How will he do? So I did a little character profile, if you will, on Jack Smith the other day because I was practicing for something else. And I got the King of Swords, the Death, and the Five of Swords. And the King of Swords, the data taker, the statistics guy, the person who loves to get in the info. He loves information. He loves reading. He loves all those type of things. And then there's the Death, a major change, and then to the Five of Swords. So he went from almost like the nerd to the bully, because in his line of work, this is who he has to be. He goes up against the Putins of the world, this type of thing. You cannot be taken for granted. You cannot show weakness, so forth and so forth. You always have to have the advantage because you do not want to be caught without it. And so he comes with the Nine of Pentacles. If Bannon goes in and throws himself upon him sword, then he may be okay. But if he goes in and tries to play any games whatsoever, he's already against the wall. Jack Smith already has the advantage and something is secured. There's some sort of secret that somebody has already blown a whistle on. And so this is perjury trap territory to where they're going to ask you questions they know the answer to. There's a lot of this business out in the cold, a lot of worry, stress, anxiety, a lot of defending. So he is going to go in with the bravado and maybe push his chest out until they push it back in. And so he is going to have to give up something. There's documents and something about money, something about transactions and all of that type of thing. Transactions when it comes to moving things too from one place to another. So I don't know if he can be taken to task by Jack Smith or as far as like recommendations for the wall thing or transporting someone or something of that nature. There's some stuff they got on him that they can take him for if he does not cooperate.
Awesome. I get they already have him nailed to the wall. They're just giving him a chance to see what else, to not even tell his side. Because he's done for right here. You got the whip, the bouquet, and the coffin. He's done. They're not even going to offer him shit. Like, they're like, we got the dirt, homie. So whatever. He's going to cling to his innocence till the bitter end, but they already have him. So it's not going to go well for him at all. So my question is,
thank you, Igor.
Thank you.
Johnny always said Trump would drain the swamp. He didn't tell us he would drain the pool.
So my next question is, how is Spanky feeling after being indicted again today? How is he feeling about being indicted again today?
Reverie, you're taking up a lot of space for such a little cat. Yeah. I'd love to see yellow tape around Mar-a-Lago. Melania running around tunneled.
Oh, she's not even going to be there, girlfriend. I don't really care, do you? She's like, please arrest him, take him to prison.
The Satan's wife was wearing a T-shirt or a sweatshirt or something that said, Florida where woke goes to die. Yeah, it's like, y'all are going to be in so much trouble.
That is not a thing to put on a T-shirt.
Like, okay.
He's lost a couple of things in court.
It's like saying stupid lives here type thing.
Oh, yeah. Along with inbred and people would know.
First card is the devil. So how is he feeling? There's in the Ten of Swords too, and this is not paranoia. With the paranoia is the Nine of Swords, but you couple it with the High Priestess. There's a bunch of people stabbing him in the back currently because they are trying to take position to do something else, which is usually why you get stabbed in the back. Because these are not your friends and family. This is just anybody within the vicinity. This is your friends and family. And so he's getting stabbed in the back from all directions, which is why I say the word paranoia, because a person like him is probably sitting in one place looking around the room thinking who the hell and what the hell and why the hell type thing. Because that's what the devil does too, is because you get into a company of thieves and murderers and so forth, and none of you trust each other because why would you? And so no honor amongst thieves type thing. So he is very, very, very scared, very paranoid. He wants to retreat. He wants enlightenment. Who is on my side and who is not? And the answer is nobody is, because you are not on anybody's side. So
he's like, under the bus you go. Under the bus you go. Under the bus you go.
I have consequences, buddy.
He's finding out who the boss is. I get, the devil going through all this change is highly emotional, very, very emotional. And he's trying to figure out, excuse you, he's trying to figure out who's cooperating with DOJ. I always get he drinks. I think he's drinking quite heavily, and he feels trapped. He feels Dark Night of the Soul a little bit, extremely burdened. He knows they're not done with him. He's thinking about, can I do the lunacy ploy? But he's feeling very, very defensive. And I heard when I pulled this, raging, just raging. Yeah, that's that fire energy, just running around like a raging idiot. He's going through a bit right now.
That's interesting. So I get the child,
lots of ketchup.
the child, the bouquet, and the man. So very childish, naive, almost very narcissistic, but also very passionate about who he can get on his corner to give him favor and make wise decisions on his part with the lilies here. So it's almost like, okay, I just got federally indicted by DOJ on 7 counts. All right.
I'm going to run for president with an espionage count. Yeah.
No,
that's who you want for president.
Or let's go judge shopping and see who can give me favorability, who can be more favorable. See if you can get, what was that lady's name?
The whack job that, judge that stuck her neck out for him.
Yeah.
Karin.
No, but to say that it's more like but it's almost like he took the hit, but he's trying to be positive about it to see how he can turn things in his favor. That's what I'm getting. So
he's going to lose more lawyers. I feel he lost one this week. That was there was one of his former lawyers talking to Lawrence O'Donnell last night.
Oh yeah, and Lawrence O'Donnell was not having any of that shit. None of it.
It's like, okay, so, you can do a goodwill tour all you want. He's going down for this.
So my next question is, apparently, it was being reported that Mark Meadows pled guilty to lesser charges in exchange for immunity and his cooperation. So he's pleading guilty. What did he plead guilty to? Let's see.
Because he supposedly, according, Cassidy Hutchinson, God bless her, she brought the roof down on these guys. When she testified to January 6th, we got Jack Smith, we got everything rolling. Yeah. She had testified he had burned a bunch of documents in the fireplace, and it came out this week that Trump had told Meadows to burn like a whole bunch of documents or get them out of the White House. So he may have taken some documents himself.
So now you have Meadows on the record saying Trump told me to destroy the stuff. And then all of a sudden the pool guy accidentally floods the room.
The surveillance room.
There's a pattern here, of destroying evidence.
Everything Trump touches dies, including his lawyers.
So what did Mark Meadows plead?
There is evidence of documents or something valuable with the Page of Pentacles. Pages can be paper or people or something that brings news. There's also a Page of Wands, some sort of discovery too, an action around these documents or these whatevers. It's illegal. It was stolen or it was it was devilized. It was either destroyed, it was moved, it was definitely stolen. We can stay there, stop there if you want, but there's something more devious to it because there's something else behind it. It's not just a devilish action type thing. This was not done alone though, and so he either got the orders from somebody more higher up, even though he was chief of staff, but he did it in his role, of course, but he got this orders from somewhere else around something. It seemed like that would not be a lesser charge though. So maybe it's not classified documents of some sort. Maybe it's financial transactions or gifts that maybe he moved from one place to another or didn't notate or something as far as there was valuables of some sort. It just wouldn't seem like classified documents is a lesser charge, but there's something evidence, something physical that he destroyed.
Yeah, there's this plea deal. Yeah, it's supposedly what Trump told him to get rid of were all the Russia related, something hurricane.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
where they were investigating Trump for his involvement with Russia. Spitfire hurricane or something like that. I forget what it is, but I get he was trapped in moving Russian documents and ending some of them, so burning them or whatever. He's right at the center of this. And then I get work that he did to try to show force after the election was lost. So something to do with January 6th. There's a secret that's going to surprise us, I get also. But he betrayed the Justice Department. He betrayed the country and covered up quite a bit. So he knew crimes were going on. Yeah, it's all going to come to light with him. It's all going to be out there.
He was the switchboard for criming.
Yeah, he was. I mean, everybody was texting him in Congress, Jim Gordon and Marjorie Taylor Greene, all those people.
And Jenny Thomas and everybody else. Yes, he was
the switchboard.
He was the switchboard. So I get the bear, the cross, the fox, sun, and key. It could be something financial with the bear here, a financial punishment of fraud. I don't know how that would play out or what he was involved in. That gives him a lot of heat. Also, a very powerful charge in regards to fraud and manipulation. And then that brings him a lot of heat. So, but either way, they're big. They're very big charges with the bear.
I hope icing on the cake they get him for voter fraud too, for his.
Well, yeah, he voted twice.
Shack he had down in North Carolina that he claimed he lived in. Bull crap.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
I have a question. So Trump just got indicted today, but it was on classified records. So we're not on January 6th yet. So we still have John Eastman, Rudy Giuliani, Jeffrey Clark, and all them other dumbasses that were playing as lawyers in the legal capacity to overturn the election. So, can we ask just very briefly, like, when can we expect those guys to be indicted?
What was that question?
So I was saying, Trump just got indicted for stealing the classified documents. So we're still waiting on the January 6th stuff, but we know that Giuliani, Eastman, Clark, and all the other people that were advising him in a legal capacity on how to do the coup, when can we anticipate them being
January 6th indictments? That's the ones I really want to see him go down for. And then you got the fake electors. You got to believe Mark Meadows is probably going to go down on fake elector stuff too.
Oh yeah, I mean they're all fucked. They're all fucked. I want to ask about the people in Congress too, because I bet you they're a little bit relieved that this was just classified documents and not the January 6th, because all you motherfuckers had your hands in that shit.
Yeah.
Pardon my French, but Jim Jordan wouldn't be over there sending letters to DOJ. I want to know everything that Jack Smith has, and then boom, there's the indictment.
Yeah.
Come on.
So when will January 6th indictments on Trump and higher ups in his administration start? Because we've seen all the peanut butter boys and
Yep. Yeah, I forgot about Stephen Miller.
Jeffrey Clark and
John Eastman, Rudy Giuliani, Steve Miller, people we don't even know the names of,
I heard for his next birthday. So I don't know if it's going to take that long, 1 year, but that's a 1 year card for me till the tower crashes.
Oh yeah, that was the other thing, that he's getting indicted
for his birthday.
A week before his birthday, because his birthday's next week on the.
Yeah, he could end up with treason charges before, espionage. Let's add to that treason and everything to the loser. It's at least 4 months, but I'm getting all these aces. Those are 1 year cards for me. Might take that long to get all the other Republicans that worked with him also.
Yeah.
I am glad he didn't take 11 years like Robert Mueller did. So that is a plus.
There's going to be a lot of indictments that's giving birth to a lot of things. Like I always said in 2018, it's going to be like the Nuremberg trials. It's just going to be person after person.
Good. Clean house.
I didn't get any people cards, but I got 3 people here with the 3 of Cups. They all work together. This is unraveling with the 5 of Pentacles here. And once it does, then they all sort of get, it's like divide and conquer type thing. So once you get this person over here and that person over there, and that one singled out as well.
If you're offered a plea deal early on, you better take it, because they're going to be flipping all over the place.
As far as when, I have no idea. But it does not feel like a long time, because it depends on the unraveling part, because you have like a basis of information, but you need more testimony and more concrete this and more concrete that. So there's where your discoveries and things of like that are going. But there is some offers being made with the Knight of Cups. So there may be some immunities handed out, or some pleas or things of that nature, because the Knight of Cups is an attractive offer, but it is a bit shallow. So it doesn't benefit you completely, but it does benefit you at least on the surface. Because even if you get immunity, you're still wanted in the eyes of everybody else. You're a criminal. And so it may be pretty on one part, but it's shallow on another. So there's just the unraveling of information and evidence with the High Priestess and secrets and investigations and all that type of stuff. But I don't think it's going to take that long.
For Teresa Harper, Ivana was not buried in Florida. She's buried in New Jersey at Bedminster. So not in Florida.
Remember, he's got golf courses in Virginia, New Jersey, Florida. He's got them all over the place.
Because I just saw her comment that Florida does not have any laws to exhume somebody, and I was like, no, but she's supposedly, her casket or her coffin is not in Florida. They put that in Bedminster, New Jersey. on his
right
golf.
by hole 1, so golf plot 1.
Mm-hmm. I get that it's still a ways out. I got the Tower and the Lilies. Lilies is anywhere from 30 days to don't hold your breath because it's going to be a while. So maybe it's just a few months ahead. I don't know. So let's see. So classified documents. He was just charged, indicted today. He goes in for arraignment on Tuesday. What's that?
I was just laughing. It's like, as crazy it sounds that, I think that he put some documents in her coffin because ashes don't take up that much room or weigh that much. And then we find out he flooded his, surveillance room. It's like, you better believe he's crazy enough to put documents in that coffin.
And that's the thing. It's like we've all sat here and speculated. People on Twitter are speculating to check the coffin. And it's just like, it's one thing.
I hate to be conspiratorial, but
I know.
Crazy enough.
I know. And that's the thing. It's like you feel crazy because of how insane it is. But then when it does happen, you're like, holy fucking shit. When it's confirmed, it's like that shows the level of his psychosis. How fucked up in the head he is.
So how would a flood show up in Lenormand? Would that be the fish swimming around the surveillance room?
The fish, anywhere where there's water. Mm-hmm. Running water. So he gets arraigned on Tuesday in Florida, in Miami. I know the question on everybody's mind, is he going to flee to Saudi Arabia? I have always gotten no. He cannot travel. There's something that happens where he cannot travel. So
his passports or something.
Will he? Sorry, Johnny, you're muted, dear.
Didn't Buddha just ground his plane or something like that?
What? Do tell.
I heard that from somewhere.
They made. Well, I would imagine, because I kept getting like he wants to travel, but he can't. I would imagine if he gets arraigned on felonies like this, an espionage act, that they'll ground his plane.
Now, I don't know what ground his plane means. Like, can he take a commercial flight instead? Or, I mean, he's the president. I guess you couldn't get on a commercial flight.
No.
But he'd be on the no-fly list. I mean, ground his plane, like he might be able to fly to DC, but he wouldn't be able to fly internationally, like to Scotland for his golf course or something.
Let me look.
Johnny's going to go Google that. He's going to go on the Google machine.
Did they ground Trump's plane?
Trillium, the flood happened after Ivana fell because it was Ivana fell. Oops, we're going to bury her over here by hole 1 in Bedminster. Oh shit, the FBI's coming for their fucking documents. Quick, flood the room.
Ivana died. I want to say it was July because I dressed up like the ghost of Ivana for Halloween. And I was planning that since the summer months. The Jack Smith, I believe it was in September, subpoenaed for all the surveillance videos to see how the boxes got moved around. And one of the guys who said he didn't touch the boxes was actually seen on the video moving the boxes around. So he perjured himself for Trump. And then he and this other guy were the ones that flooded the surveillance room in October.
I don't see that.
Yeah, I don't think they've grounded him yet.
So
I think until he's arraigned, he probably can't be grounded.
I have never gotten that he flees, ever. So
I'm going to ask, will Trump try to flee the country?
I wasn't even going to ask that, but go ahead.
Nope, he stays here. He can't.
It's like he can't. So I was going to ask, since he's being arraigned on Tuesday on huge fucking charges.
He gets a message about flying.
So will there be a court order? Either you're getting an ankle bracelet, because can we ask, is he going to get an ankle bracelet on Tuesday?
Because he's already got 34 felony counts and you just added 7 more.
Oh my gosh.
Espionage. Come on.
We're at 41. We're at 41 felony charges against Trump. as of in less than 3 months, 41 felony charges.
I think, what did I get? 56, 53, 50, something like that?
Yeah, but then we added zeros at the end when you guys were live. I added zeros. Jen was like, I'm convinced it's going to be in the hundreds. I was like, pull two cards.
I was getting like over 200, like 250,000.
No, you got like, no, it was in the fives. Like,
or in the fives, was it
57? But then you guys added zeros.
I think it's 56 or something.
Because he's still got
we're at 41
the electoral college things, the Georgia things, the fake electors, the
insurrection.
He's got all that to go. Now insurance fraud we're seeing with his little swimming pool fiasco. And
mind you, this is just on the things we know about. So.
Yeah. He has all the shit we don't know.
There's people investigating him for this and that, which has roots, could lead to something else.
You know he's going to get campaign fraud. You know there's massive campaign fraud.
Because there's still Letitia James and that thing, and then that could lead to something else with the IRS. So,
well, you know that Jack Smith, part of his stuff for January 6th is campaign finance fraud and all that stuff, because he was raising that money to overturn the election, but he never used the money to fight.
What's our question?
Will he get an ankle bracelet on Tuesday?
Will he get an ankle bracelet?
Yes, Joanne, we're going to have to keep a spreadsheet of all his fucking
You need a spreadsheet to keep up with just his lawyers, never mind all the people involved.
Oh, I got 2 lovers card. I didn't know that. It's probably 3 in here then. I get home confinement, so whatever that means. This is my card for people who get arrested but do not serve their entire time, like a Paul Manafort type of thing. So you are under arrest, but you're elsewhere. You're not locked in jail, and then there is something worried, and then he is very distraught about some little physical piece of thing. Yes, I think so. Or maybe I'm just hoping and wishing. So take it with a grain of salt. So.
Oh my gosh.
Grain of salt.
This jackass.
Yeah, Dark Night of the Soul again. Here's little Trump and something in secret. So it might be something that's less obvious. That keeps him from like going overseas and ending all his smugness. The devil gets bad news. I'm getting again air travel, a message about air travel, like he's constricted on flying. Some agreement with the courts. He's just losing all of this. He's just losing. He tries to block something, but I'm not getting an ankle bracelet per se, but it's something in secret, like that they're monitoring him with.
A shock collar. every time he starts coming from his damn mouth, he's like,
he needs one of those anyway, just so he can stop tweeting and talking.
Oh god.
And there's something with his kids too. It's kind of like 50-50 on ankle bracelets, what I'm getting. But there is something that they will impose on him because he's sneaky.
They're gonna microchip him like a dog.
Put a little life vest on him in case he floods his house again.
I get that they take away his ability to fly. The Storks is flying. It's always on top of something, leaving and returning.
They're going to take his passports.
And then here with the coffin, that's a loss. So you're going to lose your ability to fly, leave and return.
No more flying up to Bedminster and back, and
Yep.
No more flying to Scotland and back. And it'd be funny if he had to take a train or take a bus or
One of those.
take a car from Mar-a-Lago up to DC for
one of those. You know how Elon Musk has been putting those implants in animals? Put that in Trump, please.
Yeah,
please leave the animals alone.
A little chip, a microchip. He's got to be able to go to New York for the Alvin Bragg cases and stuff. So they're going to have to allow him domestic travel of some kind. But
it's October.
Mm-hmm. That starts in October, which is right around the corner, y'all. We're already in June.
Yeah.
Who am I going to dress up as for Halloween this year?
Oh my gosh, Jen.
It's time to start thinking about it.
You better get an orange jumpsuit and an orange makeup and a blonde wig or a dead ferret to put on.
Maybe the pool guy.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so here's a petty question. How is Melania feeling now that Trump has been indicted again?
How's who feeling?
Melania.
Oh, Melania. That idiot.
Does she care?
Probably not.
I mean, as long as that jet clear on the 3rd, she probably don't really care.
How could you look at Don Jr. and I Eat Pace and think it's a good idea to have children with this man? I mean, right there, it's like, no. Birth control.
She was thinking about the wallet. It's like, honey, he's not going to have anything left for your ass. So have fun with that.
Your ass, your toe, your little pinky fingers, there's going to be nothing left.
Your extra kidneys that are on your chest and all your Botox and everything.
I don't get concern of any kind. She may try to calm him down at some point because I'm pretty sure he's going nuts. But she may try to do that. But as far as her priorities, it's elsewhere. There's your family tree and your celebration. I don't know if her father or mother or Barron's got a birthday or something coming up, but she's more concerned with socializing than she is with Donald Trump and his problems. There's the world coming down, and then she is off with some other guy here. And so that's your business, boo. That's what she said. So
I get that she's out knocking boots with her side boyfriend here. Knocking boots right there. There's the side, there's the friend, there's the knocking boots. So she's like, hey, what? Oh, whatever.
I get she's like, here we go again. I get she's trying to protect herself from him because he's bullying her. He's like getting aggressive towards her. So she's like, this is a big change for the little smug guy. And she's looking at all the money and it's all going away. And that's making her anxious. And she knows there's going to be indictment after indictment after indictment coming through. She sees more and more indictments coming, just one after another. That message about flying, she's like, is that going to apply to me? Can I go somewhere? That's who probably would try to flee the country is Melania.
Well, she just got her parents' citizenship, remember?
Yeah.
So I only have one last question, and then if you guys have any, feel free. But oh God, I just lost the question. It just popped out. It popped in my head, and then it fell out again. Oh, I got it. So Trump indicted today, felonies out of DOJ. Are the GOP in the House and Senate secretly popping champagne going, thank God, arraign him and arrest his ass before the election so that we can finally be rid of him. Clean up the fucking mess we made. Please.
They're trying to call attention to Christopher Wray now because, even though Wray helped them get Brett Kavanaugh in there and stuff, now they want to, put pressure on him, Jim Jordan and his crew, because they're trying to take away from the indictments. They knew these were coming.
Yeah, but again, when was that reporting that there's people in the Senate that are secretly wishing that Donald Trump would die? so that they can.
It's like you got the MAGA ones, and then you've got the more traditional ones.
They're talking out of both sides of their mouths. So they'll say one thing for the camera to appease the base, but meanwhile, behind closed doors, are going, "God damn it, get rid of this fucking guy already." You know, what were you saying, Johnny? I'm sorry.
Nothing.
Oh.
It's gone. Oh, because Pence is now running for president, and Chris Christie is now attacking Donald Trump too, saying that he's the biggest grifter in the U.S. And so they're going sinking teeth in now.
Yep. Pence is now, he endangered my family. It's like, dude, you had 2.5 years to say that. Almost 3 years.
Time out.
Give me a freaking break.
Time out. He said that. And then he said, anybody that tries to overturn our government should never be allowed or be trusted to the presidency again, yada, yada. At the same time, somebody in the audience asked him a question about Trump, and he said, well, if he won the nomination, I would support him.
Well, and a month ago, he said he should not be indicted.
Yeah.
But he's talking about both sides of his butt.
Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? Talking out of both sides of their mouths, you're insulting.
They don't know how to handle him.
You're insulting. I mean, I get it. Your base is inbred and stupid and illiterate and incapable of rational, independent thought. That's fine. The rest of us see the bullshit.
Pence should have been the day after January 6th, all over the news, getting in front of reporters and saying he endangered my family.
And then there's Chris Christie talking shit, and it's like, did you forget how you were bending the knee and kissing the ring for all 4 years, defending him on everything, and now all of a sudden you got a problem?
Now suddenly there's an issue.
And then Donald Trump is calling Chris Christie fat, and I'm over here like, did this orange fucker look in the mirror anytime soon? Because
pot and kettle.
Like, there's enough of you to make at least 10 more people, Trump. And then.
Chris Christie's nose is clean after his Bridgegate thing and all that.
And then it was just leaked the other day that their plan to go after Ron DeSantis, I am not making this up, is to go after Ron DeSantis's size of his penis. I'm like, you do know a porn star calls you tiny, right? I mean, the shit's gonna be flinging all over the place, and I'm here for it. I am.
Thank you, Pamela's donating for another bottle, Becca.
Thanks.
Marco Rubio did that to Trump, I remember, because he was making fun of the size of his hands.
I mean, the porn star said.
I mean, three-finger Ronnie's got bigger hands than Trump.
Three-finger Ronnie, who stands like this. You ever seen him stand? He stands like, it's like, what is wrong with you?
He didn't know how to communicate with it. Did you listen to me? Did you hear what I said? Yeah, I heard garbage.
DeSantis is like somewhere on the spectrum because he's or actually no, he looks like a fucking serial killer. Like that's the kind of guy that would kill animals for fun,
But Stephen Miller.
So let's see. Is the GOP secretly happy Trump was indicted today? John, that's all I gotta say.
I got 9 other cards, but do you need any other ones?
There's the party. They're having a party. It's like, the erratic ones are having a dark night of the soul. So the MAGA ones, they're still doing what they always do, the emissaries for the king. But the rest of them are hoping the votes switch now to a different liar, because they're all liars that are running. And they think that this secures movement away from Trump now. So, they're partying. They're having a good old time with this.
I get that the Conservative Party is quite happy and having a bit of a fun time congregating, and they're seeing this as perhaps the chance to keep him out of the party, to block him. But they also realize that the party is split and small.
The House shut down this week, didn't they? Because they went into so much chaos. I thought they came back, and I think they took a break again because they were in such chaos.
I saw something about it today on Twitter, but I didn't get the specifics that Kevin McCarthy shut down the House and it's not allowing any more votes, but I didn't catch why.
Somebody put forward to bring a vote on McCarthy, and then somebody else said no, and it was all back. And then last I heard, they had shut the House down, like nothing was going on this week.
This is what happens when you give Republicans control. They take the country for 4 years under Trump and turn it to shit. And then you got a clown show after 4+ years of criminality.
I was seeing on Twitter from one guy I watched, he was talking about the Supreme Court ruling on the Alabama gerrymandering. Thank you, Uma. Was saying that them making that ruling today could literally cause 12 seats to flip in the House.
Good.
Wow.
Good.
Like easily without having to campaign hard.
I don't want to get too much into it because we have the Sunday night live stream and I'm trying to save some questions. But we have Ken Paxton saying, oh, yeah, I suppressed all the votes. Otherwise, it would have gone. So there's that to think about,
2.5 million votes when Trump only won by 631,000, I think it was.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Lady. Boy, you got lots of bottles now, Becca. They're all donating for your bottle supply.
This stuff I was saying earlier, for those of you that are just tuning in, this one's just regular Brut, B-R-U-T. I don't really care for it. But that almond stuff, though, at Trader Joe's, oh, my God, it's so good. So
you need about 500 bottles, according to what we were picking up and how many felony indictments he's going to have.
Because right now I only have one bottle of rosé and then another bottle of that non-alcoholic stuff. We always have it at Christmas.
Yeah.
I think
I'm going to say, you keep getting alcoholic ones, you're going to be an alcoholic by the time Trump's trials are through.
No. This is me celebrating the Orange Menace, getting his just desserts.
His first big federal indictment.
Happy birthday, motherfucker. I hope you're miserable.
Yeah.
I hope you're fucking miserable. I hope you shat your diapers at least 800 times today.
I bet his lawyers did at least 800 times.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's all I got. You guys got any other questions or anything? Or I was going to I'll try. I have not been live because it's been just crazy at work. So my brain is like oozing out of my brain. But I'll try to go live tomorrow night after work. I should have an early day off tomorrow. Knock on wood, nothing goes wrong at work and I don't have to stay. But I think I should probably do like a grand tableau on Mark Meadows because his was brought up and I think he's due for one. And then we'll just kind of go from there and then Sunday night. But that's all I got.
Thank you all for the donations and celebrating with us.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Happy day. Happy day. We still got 2 more to go.
Yeah, we've still got Fonnie Willis, and you wait. There are going to be people that wish that they had immunity.
We still got Fonnie Willis and Jan 6 that we know of, unless we've lost track of other shit, So there's all that.
And E. Jean Carroll's second.
Yeah,
case.
Well, that's more like civil, and Letitia James, I think, is civil as well. So
unless he gets additional rape charges, which is highly likely.
As of June 8th, 2023, this son of a bitch is sitting at 41 felony charges. 41 felony charges. 41. With more to come.
These 7 are really, what Alvin Bragg's doing is great and everything because he's been corrupt in New York for so long and screwing that state over. But these 7, these are directly related to what he did as president and post-presidency.
And the only 2 people that can let him off the hook, well, pardon-wise, are both Democrats at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So voting is important in New York and the U.S.
Yep. Well, thank you so much, everybody. Happy indictment number 2 day. Wishing you all the best. And I'll see you all probably tomorrow. I will try my hardest. Bye-bye.
Bye.